Long ago, two races ruled over Earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, Mount Ebott, 2016. Legends say that those who climb the mountain never return. Hello everybody, and welcome to Undertale. You've no doubt heard about this game by now, but of course, I had to let's play it because it's just such a great game. It's tons of personality, great humor. Shut up, we've already just seen that. Tons of humor, tons of great personality, and just a great game in general. And if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you try it out. But anyway, let's get started. Or rather, before we even get started, we have to name our character. A common misconception is the fact that you're naming the playable character. You are not. You are naming the very first human to fall in the underground, not the playable character. And there are a few names that are restricted and you cannot choose. I will be highlighting those along with some very other names that stand out, that have other special effects or simple dialogue. Inputting ALPHYS gives you the prompt of don't do that. ASGORE will give you cannot. ASRIEL will give you complete and utter silence. FLOWEY will give you I already chose that name. SANS will give you nope. TORIEL will give you I think you should think of your own name, my child. UNDYNE will give you get your own name. And finally, the last name that you cannot choose is GASTE. Yep. If you input that name, the game resets on you. It is unknown why this is, but it may have to do with a character that isn't even in the game to begin with, named W.D. Gaster. He's a very fan-favorite character, which is kind of surprising considering that he's not even in the game to begin with, but he is within, like, specific, like, parts of the data, unused content, stuff like that. Just a little bit of an Easter egg that the developer decided to include. There is one more name that is, you can still input it and play with it, but it changes the game in a huge way. Putting in FRISK, warning, this name will make your life hell. Proceed anyway. This makes it so that you can only play up to the first boss of the game, so it's essentially like like the length of a demo, but it's essentially hard mode. All the enemies are much stronger, they deal more damage, have more health, yada yada yada. But again, it's only about the length of a demo. Obviously, I'm not going to be choosing that name. Instead, I'm going to show you some clever little names that you can choose, but they have little, like, I'm not really sure what the word for it is, but it's like splash dialogue or something. If you input M-U-R-D-E-R or M-E-R-C-Y, so murder or mercy, the game will tell you that it's a little on the nose, isn't it? Because if you don't know, this game is all about sparing or killing enemies. And my personal favorite is just spamming the entire dialogue of just all the capital A's, and the game will tell you that you're not very creative. But, more interestingly, inputting the name D-R-A-K-G-I-G-I or G-I-G-U, it won't give you any specific dialogue up at the top, but there is an item later in the game called the face stake that will get renamed to F stake. It is unknown why this is, but it might just be a developer in-joke. But now it's time to get real. Time to name our character. I have decided to go with the canonical name of Kara, the true name. Let's go. So here we are. We use the arrow keys to move, even though I think that's pretty obvious. And I should probably point out the fact that I'm going to be playing on the Steam version because I don't yet have a capture card for a Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch version and the Steam version are often disputed to be the definitive versions because the Steam version has a lot more fourth wall breaking that will happen much later in the game, but the Nintendo Switch version has an entire optional boss exclusive to that version. But anyways, it's time to meet our very best friend. Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the Flower. You're new to the underground, aren't you? Golly, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess little old me will have to do. Ready? Here we go. See that art? That is your soul, the very culmination of your being. You can move around with the arrow keys just like you can in the overworld. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow strong if you gain a lot of LV. What's LV stand for? Why, love, of course. You want some love, don't you? Don't worry, I'll share some with you. Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. Are you ready? Move around, get as many as you can. I don't trust that. Hey buddy, you missed them. Let's try again, okay? You're still seeming a little bit suspicious, pal. Is this a joke? Are you brain dead? Run into the bullets. Friendliness pellets. Yeah, he's not exactly all he seems to be, is he? You know what's going on here, don't you? You just wanted to see me suffer. Die. But right on the brink of collapse, somebody saves us. What a terrible creature, torturing such a poor, innocent youth. Ah, do not be afraid, my child. I am Torio, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone has fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a long time. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. This way. Up here is a save point. The shadow of the ruins looms above, filling you with determination. It not only restores all of your HP, but also allows you to save. It's pretty nifty. Welcome to your new home, innocent one. Allow me to educate you in the operation of the ruins. The ruins are full of puzzles, ancient fusions between diversions and door keys. One must solve them to move from room to room. Please adjust yourself to the side of them. Only the fearless may proceed. Brave ones, foolish ones, both walk not the middle road. To make progress here, you will need to trigger several switches. Do not worry, I have labeled the ones that you need to flip. Press Z to read signs. Kinda weird, considering that in order to read this sign, you need to know how to read signs. Thanks for the tip. Stay on the path. Oh no! Alright, now that we're following the rules, let's listen to tutorial and start flipping the switches. Alright, that's enough following the rules. Let's get off the path and turn on this switch. No. You want to press the other switch. I even labeled it for you. Yep, she won't let you. Splendid. I am proud of you, little one. Let us move to the next room. As a human living in the underground, monsters may attack you. You will need to be prepared for this situation. However, worry not. The process is simple. When you encounter a monster, you will enter a fight. While you are in a fight, strike up a friendly conversation. Stall for time. I will come to resolve the conflict. Practice talking to the dummy. Hello, dummy. So, let me go over the menu. There are several different actions that you can do. You can fight, which is a timing-based minigame. Missed. You can act, which is the center of trying to spare the enemies. Dummy. Attack 0, defense 0. A cotton heart and a button eye, you are the apple of my eye. Items. Give it your best guess as to what they do. And mercy. You can either run from a fight or try to spare them. This dummy certainly doesn't seem like it's doing anything. What you're supposed to do is talk to the dummy, like Torizel said you should do, but what if we just keep checking it? Or missing it entirely. Or just trying to spare it. It just gets tired of your aimless shenanigans and leaves. And even Toriel gets super weirded out by it. The next room awaits. I love that. There is another puzzle in this room. I wonder if you can solve it. Keep in mind of the shape of this pathway. Frogget attacks you. This is our first enemy battle that isn't a dummy, but are not a real battle because it is scripted and you can't win and you can't lose. The only way to really win it is to kill it, but I don't really want to do that, do I? Let's compliment him. Frogget didn't understand what you said, but was flattered anyway. You won! You earned absolutely nothing. While I'm here, I might as well go over the fact that the only way to earn EXP is to kill monsters. The only benefit for EXP is increased health, so if you want to stay a pacifist, 20 HP is as much as you're going to get. For now. The western room is the eastern room's blueprint. That's what I meant by keep in mind the shape of this hallway. This little zigzaggy pattern. Granted, you don't really need to memorize it that much, because tutorial just wants you to be as safe as possible. This is the puzzle, but... Here, take my hand for a moment. This is what I mean. It's so cute. You may notice that the character's eyes are brown right here, but in its actual sprite, they're black. Isn't that weird? Puzzles seem a little too dangerous for now. Yeah, when we're holding her hand, we have brown eyes, but when we are just standing there, we have black eyes. Bit of a oversight. You have done excellently thus far, my child. However, I have a difficult request to ask of you. I would like you to walk to the end of the room by yourself. Forgive me for this. No! Goat Mom! No! Thankfully, there are no random enemy encounters, which means that you can walk around as much as you please without getting into any fights. But nobody wants to listen to this music, so we want to get out of here as fast as possible. Eventually, however, we will come across this random pillar. Toriel is hiding behind it. Greetings, my child. Do not worry, I did not leave you. I was merely behind this pillar the whole time. Thank you for trusting me. However, there was an important reason for this exercise. To test your independence. I must attend to business, and you must stay alone for a while. Please remain here. It's dangerous to explore by yourself. Take this. I have an idea. I will give you a cell phone. If you have a need for anything, just call. Be good, alright? There's a bit of an Easter egg in this room. And all it requires is simply standing there like an idiot and waiting. Whoa, that sprite looks really weird. Its eyes look like bulging out of its head. That's really weird. Anyways, I'll see you in 5 more minutes. After 5 more minutes, the phone will ring, and Toriel will tell you, I found what I was looking for, but before I could take it, a small white puppy snatched it away. How odd. Do dogs even like flour? That is an unrelated question, of course. It will take a little longer. Please understand. You know the rules, and so do I. Wait 5 more minutes. Finally, after 5 minutes, you'll get a phone call from Toriel, or not really. You hear heavy panting on the other end of the phone. You hear a distant voice. Stop, please. Come back here with my cell phone. And that's the end of that road. If you end up calling Toriel's cell phone, the signal gets deflected by a dog. This is the very first appearance of a reoccurring character, which is the personification of the game developer himself, Toby Fox. We'll be seeing more of him later. Hello? Hello? This is Toriel. My apologies. A strange dog kidnapped my phone. So if you called, I could not have helped you. However, I have recovered it. And you are still in that room, are you not? What a good child you are. There are a few puzzles ahead that I have yet to explain. It would be dangerous to try and solve them yourself. Be good, alright? Well, we named our character after a while. We got into our first 2, not really battles, but they're good enough. And we got all the way outside of the tutorial. If you didn't catch it, her name is a pun on tutorial. Tutorial. Very clever. Playfully crinkling through the leaves fills you with determination. HP fully restored, and let's save. So I think that's about enough for this episode. See you guys next time when we explore the ruins.